Yours was so poetic. Number one is you are a gentleman.
Oh,
Yo,
That was
WWE Maniacs. Welcome to Night Before Wrestle, the place where wrestling never sleeps. Subscribe, ring that bell, and let's get into today's action. Marcus Lightning Ford and Bianca the EST Belmont were more than just two rising stars in the wrestling industry. They were a phenomenon. Marcus, a second-generation talent with lightning-quick athleticism, had the rare ability to combine speed, timing, and ring intelligence. Bianca was the definition of strength, charisma, and resilience. As individuals, they were captivating. As a team, they were groundbreaking. Their chemistry, in-ring synchronization, and genuine love for the business earned them a reputation as one of the most respected couples, and wrestling fans saw them as authentic, hard-working, and inspirational. Two people who lived the dream and lifted each other higher every step of the way. The rise of the corporate elite storyline. But with success comes attention, and with attention often comes enemies. Inside the storyline, Marcus and Bianca found themselves targeted by a faction called the Corporate Elite, led by Vincent Sterling, a character symbolizing ruthless corporate ambition. Alongside him stood his powerhouse enforcer Bradley Knox. What began as a typical rivalry quickly grew more intense, and as the story gained traction, the creative teams pushed for bigger moments, higher stakes, and increasingly risky visuals. While the storyline was fictional, the pressure behind the scenes to create constant viral moments was very real. Growing backstage concerns. As the rivalry escalated, several wrestlers and trainers privately expressed concerns that the ideas being pitched required more preparation than time allowed. Marcus himself, known for being responsible and detail-oriented, raised thoughtful questions about the complexity of certain planned sequences. He wasn't refusing to perform. He was asking for safer adjustments. Bianca did the same, using her voice to advocate for more controlled environments and clearer communication. Their concerns were not confrontational. They came from experience, professionalism, and a desire to protect everyone involved. Unfortunately, instead of slowing things down, management kept pushing forward, confident that everything would work out on event night. The night meant to be a triumph. The stage was set for the final chapter, a high-profile event featuring an elaborate match designed to symbolically dismantle the corporate elite. It was marketed as the culmination of months of storytelling. Fans expected an emotional, triumphant moment for Marcus and Bianca. Backstage, though, there was unease. A specific high-athletic sequence had been rehearsed multiple times, and each time presented timing challenges. While adjustments were suggested, the creative team remained determined to keep the moment intact, believing it would define the entire match. A moment that changed everything. When the match began, everything unfolded beautifully. Marcus and Bianca were performing with energy and confidence, delivering exactly what the audience hoped for. But when the complex sequence arrived, the timing wasn't perfect. Marcus landed in a way that caused him to feel immediate discomfort, and the officials quickly signaled for medical assessment. The crowd fell silent as the performers and crew shifted out of character and into real concern. Bianca immediately rushed to Marcus's side, visibly shaken but focused, staying with him and speaking to him while the medical team arrived. It wasn't a dramatic collapse. It was a human moment, a reminder that behind the spectacle are real people who care deeply about one another. The aftermath and the questions that followed. Marcus was taken to a medical facility for evaluation, and although he recovered physically over time, doctors advised him to step away from in-ring competition to avoid future risk. This devastated the couple, but preserving Marcus's long-term health became the unquestionable priority. What followed, however, raised frustrations. Public statements emphasized the unpredictable nature of live performance. But backstage, many felt that the situation highlighted deeper issues. Specifically, the pace at which performers were being asked to deliver increasingly complex content with limited preparation. A company focused on image, not answers. In the weeks after the event, the company prioritized controlling the narrative. Instead of acknowledging the concerns raised before the show, Internal discussions leaned toward protecting the brand image. Some employees were encouraged to emphasize that everything had gone according to plan and that the incident was a fluke. This left many wrestlers uneasy, especially those who witnessed earlier conversations where Marcus and others stressed the need for adjustments. The frustration grew when Bianca felt pressure to quickly return to storylines despite needing time to process the emotional weight of everything that had happened. The wrestling community speaks out, but the truth has a way of finding its voice. People within the company, trainers, producers, and fellow wrestlers, began quietly sharing information that contradicted the official messaging documents, rehearsal notes, and internal discussions revealed a pattern. Multiple people had raised concerns about the planned sequence, yet those concerns were never acted on. It became clear that despite no malicious intent, the situation reflected a larger issue within the industry: the prioritization of spectacle over sustainable safety practices. Bianca's fight for change. Bianca, heartbroken but determined, decided to pursue formal action, not out of anger, but out of purpose. She wanted meaningful change. Her message was simple: no performer should ever feel pressured to execute something they're uncomfortable with, and no family should have to face uncertainty because warnings went unheeded. She built her case not to damage the industry she loved, but to improve it. Wrestlers put their bodies on the line for the entertainment of millions, and they deserve an environment where their voices are heard and respected. The legal battle that exposed deep industry problems. When proceedings began, more information came to light about similar situations, moments where performers felt unheard, where decisions were rushed, and where long-term safety took a back seat to short-term excitement. Bianca's case wasn't about blame. It was about acknowledgement. The argument centered on communication, preparation, and the need for proper risk evaluation. Her legal team outlined how entertainment and safety must coexist, and how ignoring performer feedback can lead to preventable outcomes. As the details surfaced, the larger wrestling community, fans, journalists, veterans, began pushing for widespread reform. A turning point for the business. What could have been just another tragic footnote instead became a catalyst for change. Conversations began across multiple organizations about the importance of regular safety evaluations, mandatory rehearsal time for complex sequences, and performer empowerment policies were reviewed. Protocols were strengthened. Bianca's courage in speaking up sparked an industry-wide shift that will protect countless performers for years to come. A legacy built on love, strength, and purpose. Marcus may no longer perform in the ring, but his legacy lives on through the positive change created in his name. Bianca continues to shine, using her platform not just as a superstar, but as an advocate for safety, respect, and integrity in the business she loves. Their story, filled with triumph, heartbreak, and transformation, is a reminder that wrestling is built on real people with real lives, real dreams, and real consequences. The story isn't over. This chapter may be closed, but the movement it inspired is just beginning. Fans now understand how important performer safety is, and wrestlers feel more empowered to speak up. Marcus and Bianca's journey, one of resilience, love, and determination, will continue to influence the wrestling world for generations.